Alright, guys, have you ever heard of the term beating a dead horse? Because that is basically what this is now when it comes to the marathon news. I don't think we can go a day or two without something actually happening in regards to this game. So, we have got Marathon Bulletin coming out and saying, Marathon delayed likely as Sony reportedly cancels all paid marketing plans for the game. And there's a post here. And I want to take a look at this post because now that obviously Sony is the actual company that owns Bungie, they get to put all the shots. And with all this stuff coming out at the moment with Marathon and the plagiarism and the leadership team, not looking good. Not looking good. So now the big boys are involved. So let's just see what this article is saying. This is by Zuhad Ali. We've already read this title. But yeah, that's mad. The fact that they've cancelled all paid marketing plans, it does sound like a delay is going to happen. The only thing I would say about there being a delay for Marathon is the fact that I don't actually know what that's going to do. Like, the actual framework of Marathon, regardless of the plagiarism, just isn't that good. And when you have things like Arc Raiders coming out, which immediately hit the nail on the head for extraction shooters, Bungie has got some real competition out there. And they've never made an extraction shooter before. They feel like they can just come in, reimagine the extraction shooter genre, and it just doesn't work like that because there's quite a hardcore player base when it comes to that genre of game. And people just aren't liking it. We have got Bungie's Marathon is likely to be delayed as a new report claims that Sony has now cancelled all paid marketing plans. Bungie's upcoming shooter Marathon just cannot seem to catch a break yet, literally. What started as a highly anticipated closed alpha test has hit roadblocks after roadblocks, leaving fans wondering if the game will actually see the light of day this year. Not looking likely, is it? Just ain't looking likely. First, the studio was rocked by the art theft scandal when it was revealed that some of Marathon's promotional material and in-game art were directly copied from an indie artist's work, Anti-Real. Bungie quickly apologized and promised to review all assets, but the damage was already done. Yeah, keep in mind, this isn't... The reason why this is such a big deal, by the way, is not specifically because they plagiarized this person's work. It's the fact that they've also been caught for plagiarism before of many other people's work. And sure, those people have been compensated. However, on those previous accounts, whereby things have happened, and Bungie have come out and said, we will do better, and then it keeps on happening, and then they keep on saying, we will do better, it just goes to show that their words are not consistent. Anyway, moving on, he says, following the whole art theft controversy, several reports have now painted a pretty troubling picture of what's happening behind the scenes at Bungie. This is true. We recently just uploaded a video where the actual developers of Bungie speak out about the problems at Bungie. And lo and behold, it seems to be the same thing that we all speculated for years, and it's the leadership team. Specifically Pete Parsons. Multiple sources say that morale among the developers is in freefall, with many team members feeling frustrated by the leadership decisions and the overall direction of the project. Yeah, the guys that actually make the game, the actual guys that have the talent to create the game, I don't think they actually have much of a say as to what creative kind of direction the game's actually going. We saw that with Destiny 2, when the leadership team pitched the idea of Destiny 2 not going free to play and being a monthly paid subscription. Can you imagine that? Paying monthly to play Destiny, also whilst at the same time they remove old content from the game that you've actually paid for. Blows my fucking mind. And the fact that someone from the leadership team, or just a group of people from the leadership team, said that the armor that you can earn in the game looks way too appealing and that is going to affect Eververse sales is honestly unbelievably fucking crazy. That's in my other video if you wanted to check that out. Moving on from here though, he says some have even gone as far as calling Marathon's leadership toxic and humiliating to work with, saying that warnings about focusing only on PvP were brought up early, but were completely ignored by their higher-ups. We've seen this a lot. We have seen this a lot. The higher-ups are in that mindset of what we know is the best decision, and regardless of how you think and feel, we have the best option. Just not really open to feedback, it seems. On top of that, another report claimed that after the mixed reactions to the closed alpha, Bungie pushed back its marketing and pre-order plans that were supposed to go live in June, and the big open beta was replaced with public playtest. I still haven't actually played Marathon, because Bungie made a closed alpha test available only for people that lived in North America, and if you're a popular YouTuber or streamer around the world. It's so crazy. In the live stream where they actually announced that they're going to be opening up the closed beta to specific people in North America, it's like, okay, so that immediately cuts off the rest of the world. However, Bungie literally just pinpointed a few people outside of North America and said, nope, you can have it, you can have it, you can have it. And again, when you specifically say that you're going to do one thing and you do something else, it just makes other people feel less than what they are. And let's be honest, it's not the first time Bungie has said something and it not being the correct thing. Moving on from that, again, it says here, Sony reportedly cancels all paid marketing for Marathon. Delay incoming ? Now, a new report claims that Sony has cancelled all paid marketing plans for Marathon. This information comes from Colin Moriarty, who shared the news in the latest paywalled episode of the Scared Symbols Plus podcast. I don't know what that is. Do apologize. This has reportedly came from someone familiar with the marketing efforts in an overseas market and is considered a fairly unusual move for a game of this high profile. It's purely a high profile game purely because Bungie's making it. Other than that, if any other company that was not Bungie were to be making this game, I highly doubt it'd be a high profile game. It purely is based on the manufacture of the game rather than the game itself, which sucks. I was told by someone familiar with marketing plans in a key overseas market that there is now no plans to do paid marketing for Marathon at all. Moriarty said during the podcast, I don't know if these plans were affected by what's recently happened or if that was always the plan or whatever, but it is considered a fairly unusual move for a game of this high profile. With everything going on, the art plagiarism controversy mixed to negative feedback from the closed alpha and now no paid marketing plans from Sony, it's hard not to see a delay on the horizon. Pushing forward with the planned September 23rd launch could honestly make things even worse for Bungie and Marathon. Again, it cannot possibly get any worse. It seems like a daily rate right now. It's almost like Bungie the company is in an open world PvP server and people are just going absolute ham on that DPS, like they are getting slaughtered. That said, none of this has been officially confirmed yet, that's true. These reports came from insider sources, and as always, it's smart to take things with a grain of salt. So far, neither Bungie nor Sony has made any public statements about delaying Marathon or their plans for the game's release. What's your take on the situation? Should Bungie and Sony delay Marathon and try to turn things around, or is there still hope for a 2025 launch? Let us know what you think in the comments. That's my line. Why are they writing that? That's my line. But nevertheless, it is true. Let's see what some of the people on Twitter are saying. Obviously, if you want anything reliable in this world, the opinions of Twitter are nothing less but formidable. Trash it. Extractions suck. That's a very closed-minded opinion, in my opinion. People like extraction shooters. Just because you don't like extraction shooters and you think that they suck doesn't mean the game should be trashed. There are definitely good extraction shooters out there. I think Bungie just need to do a little bit better and maybe listen to the people a little bit more. They need to cancel the game because the moment it comes out, it's going to get ran through by everyone. This will stain Sony's image, similar to how Xbox's image was trashed in 2013. People keep saying to trash Marathon. It bugs me. If they trash Marathon, there are going to be layoffs. And unfortunately, there are people at Bungie that are nothing to do with the plagiarism, that are nothing to do with any of the scandals that are happening within Bungie, that are genuinely good people, that are genuinely just wanting to create games that they love so that they can get paid and put food on the table for their families and pay their bills and pay their mortgage. They are not involved in this whatsoever, yet they could actually be laid off by their game being cancelled. I completely do not agree with this opinion. The game should not be cancelled. It just needs to become better than what it is. And the only way that's going to happen is if you listen to players' feedback, if you listen to the people that's actually making your game, and if you actually take on the constructive criticism, because otherwise it will fail. I don't want to see this game get run over by what people are saying in the comments, and I don't want to see it cancelled because there are amazing people that work at Bungie that aren't involved in this whatsoever, but get painted under this tarnished light because of it being the Bungie name and everything that's happened recently. These people don't deserve that. Granted, there are some scumbags in the company. Granted, there are some people that shouldn't have made the choices that they made, like the plagiarism, right? That's obviously a fact. However, there are so many more people at Bungie that should not be affected by this, that could be potentially laid off if this game gets cancelled, and I just don't agree with that at all. Okay, let's see what other people are saying. They should release the game from May 26, 2026. That's a hilarious comment because that's when GTA 6 comes out. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna throw it back to you. What do you actually think your opinion is of this game? Honestly, like I said at the beginning of this video, it does sound like they are beating a dead horse. The most annoying thing, right, is Bungie is notorious for fantastic gameplay when it comes to the FPS shooter style. They can turn this around. I don't want to be that guy that drinks the copium. However, it's facts that Bungie have made good games. They made fucking Halo, for crying out loud, and Halo is one of the most amazing games of all time. I think we all just need to have a little bit of faith. Obviously, we're all kind of riding that negativity bandwagon at the moment. Granted, a lot of that negativity is because of legitimate reasons. Plagiarism is a bad thing. However, I don't want to see this game fail. Like I said, there's some amazing people that work for Bungie. They definitely deserve a fucking win at this point because it is like beating a dead horse. But yeah, we'll just have to see what happens. Bungie and Sony have not officially come out and said anything yet. However, with all these reports coming out, it does seem likely that there could possibly be a delay. And if that's the decision that you need to make the game good, by all means do it. I'm all for a delay if it means the game's going to be better by the time it actually releases. Anyway, guys, I will throw it back to you. Let me know what your thoughts and opinions are in the comment section below. Yeah, wild. Guys, I appreciate your time today, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.